Settle down. Depend on your memory capsule, impression capsule, education capsule, and go for self-reliance. No directions, no instructions. Find out how far you have inculcated, imbibed, at least the commencement of the class. All those concepts, ideas, precepts which have been given to you. Find out how much you can be self-reliant on the internal resources. To go for protocol, correlate the body, mind, and breath to each other. Body, mind, breath, senses, speech, thought, psyche, consciousness, progressively. Encourage the composite collective dynamics of at least body, mind, and breath, and gradually becoming more and more inclusive. Oh, 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 योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचाम् मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनाम् पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरान्तोऽस्मि पुरुषाकारम् शङ्खचक्रातिधारिणम् सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतम् प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् हरि down to the heart and surrender the exhalation. Drop the palms and open the eyes. Figure out not how much and what you did, but how much what you did. How much what you did. Not only what you sounded the prayer chant, but how much it resounded, reverberated. So slowly pay attention to that and see that slowly you start developing that that what you chant resounds and reverberates. Try to assess how much was the posture, breathesture, mindesture, in what proportion. Analyze again in what proportion there was body culture, breath culture, mind culture. What was the proportion? How much should have been the proportion? So, analyzing of it. So there's some aftermath wherever is needed. That thing is not done when it is done. There has to be aftermath, assessment, analysis. Anyway, now all of you will be settling for brick setu band, less a posture, more mind gesture, more chaitik, assisted by the breath. So all of you go for brick setu band. You can use the wall, feet to the wall. Don't force on your body. If you recall the other day, I said in the class, activate the body. We are all in the habit of activating once you go to these because they are postures. Don't activate the body, passivate the body. Passivate the body. There is no hurry and scurry to get a posture. The posture should fall in place. It will take some time, breath by the breath, moment, time by minute, second by second, minute by minute. So there is no hurry. Like it happens in a class that you are in a hurry. The teacher put you in a hurry. So here, try to figure it, take it as if it is more a mind gesture because we have been doing all these things primarily as a posture. You can let go, you can undo, you can redo, you can reposition yourself. Objectify the mind, make the mind an objective entity, make the mind a subjective entity, make the mind an instrumental entity in what you are doing. The I and me in you is primarily an overseer, supervisor, witness, watcher, comprehensor, knower. To slowly develop this trait and knack of treating the position as primarily mind gesture. And for that purpose, passivate the body because we are all in the habit of activating the body because we are obsessed that it is a posture. The conventional teachings of teachers make you believe that you have to activate the body. So I would say passivate the body. You can undo, redo, relax. You can bend your legs for a while. Again, allow the posture to come in. Allow the time for you to get prepared or the body system to get prepared. You can't force the things on the body system to liberally allow the time. Now you are the mind assisted by breath. So the breath should be a conative agency, motivating the body or encouraging the body to fall in place, encouraging the posture to fall in place. So I want that posture to fall in place and not posture to be done by you, which is the class convention and practice convention. So being mind gesture, encourage the mind to carry out its functions. There are cognitive functions, The mind is an instrumental agency. Mind is a subjective agency. Mind is also an objective agency. Mind knows, but the mind can be known. Now, in the given position, which we call Brick Setubandha Sarvangasana, I want you to consider that as a position rather than a posture. Asanas are more position literally, technically, but this has been overlooked by generations of teachers for 100 plus years. They have made it a posture. Nowhere asana has suggestion of the position being a posture. It's a position. It's a position. So the mind should know the body. So it will give you a basis to believe that you are not body. You can watch your body. Allow the mind to watch the breath. So that will give you a basis to believe that you are not breath, but you have breath. You have breathing. Objectify the brain. So you will realize that you are not psychological mind, empirical mind, temporal mind, but you have psychological mind. So just as the modern world knows about psychological, temporal, neurological mind, which is having the brain as the locus, now because of your associated conditions, your back is also locus of a kind of mind, which we won't call psychological, mental, empirical mind. Other locations, chest, abdomen, waist, limbs, arms, leg. So they are not psychological locus or empirical locus or temporal locus, but you will identify that there are different dimensions to mind apart from psychology. And basically say that you are identify where are you using the mind. You are allowed to go down, undo, take a break, and again embark upon say Tubandha Sarvangasana. You are allowed to let go the condition for a while, let go the position also for a while, just for as a break for you to refresh, revamp, rejuvenate. So being the mind gesture aspect that we are trying to highlight, mind does. If mind does, what does it do? Mind knows, mind senses, mind feels, mind observes, mind understands. Mind as a co-native system, or it has a co-native service. It has a cognitive service. It has perceptive service. It has sensitive service. It has awareness service. It is a enormous service agency, particularly when you come together and in the internal realm, inside the frontiers of your physical body, find out mind has different services. And then apart from mind being used, mind being applied, mind coming as a cognitive service agency, more importantly, In yogasana, you have to address the mind. Now, there is only one kind of addressal to the mind. Try to make the mind even. Try to make the mind dispassionate, as it would technically mean in yoga. So try to understand this dichotomy. You understand the mind, but mind also understands something of you. What is it that the mind understands? That's the dichotomy. The other day I said when the mirrors are kept in front of each other, there is a mirror which reflects, and there is a mirror which is reflecting. So mirror can be reflecting entity and reflected entity when you place mirror in front of mirror. So within human consciousness, try to understand. Mind knows you, and you know the mind. If you know the mind, what facets do you identify? How do you enumerate? You know the mind. The mind is quiet, mind is serene, mind is sublime, mind is sedate, mind is equal, mind is even. And try to know the difference between that mind which I've objectified and you yourself. So you are a mirror, your mind system is another mirror. Now, in any and every asana, the protocol of yoga philosophy ethos is that you have to become neutral, even minded. So basically, see that your body system is passivated because in a class process, you are made to activate the body. Now, that is our habituation, and we think that is the track of yoga. That is not the track of yoga. You have to passivate the body. So you can you observe that your mind is quiet? Can your mind observe that you are quiet? So what is the difference between you are quiet and your mind is quiet? Your quietude will be reflected into the mirror of the mind, and the mind's quietude will be reflected in you. You are a mirror, your mind is a mirror. Let go for a while. Remove the brick, ground your back, keep the legs bent, keep the legs bent, rest your back, ground your back. So try to figure out how much whatever you did so far was done for the mind and how much it was done by the mind. This must escalate for mind gesture that what you do for the mind is quite substantial and what the mind does is also substantial. Come up and listen. So in the internal realm, the mind should have only one profile. It might be any configuration. It might be Shirshasana, Trikonasana, Marishasana, Urdhva Dhanurasana, Viparita Dandasana. There is only one configuration for your mind. Many of you have not taken cognizance of it in light on yoga. From Guruji's face, you cannot say what is that asana. Suppose the rest of the posture is eclipsed and you are only shown the face. You are in no position to see any difference. This most of you have not cited at all. Basically, light on yoga book is a very tiny photograph. You need to have magnifying lens. But in the hall in the institute, we have blown up and we have put, yet nobody looks at the face. They all look at the posture. So much obsessed by posture. How wonderfully Guruji has done. How the body in symmetry, body in geometrical precision. What a degree of flexibility. What a degree of maneuverability. This is what is appreciated by all of you. So while in the class, in hybrid class, I have many times drawn your attention to Guruji's face in asana, be that Shirshasana or Sarvangasana or Urdhvasana or Kapotasana or Marichasana or Urdhva Paschimottanasana, Praujasana, the face is one and the same. So your mind should be one and the same. Whereas you all have experience, when you go to Shirshasana, your mind gets invigorated. Mind gets vibrant. When you go to Halasana, Sarvangasana, mind gets quiet. This is not yoga. This is not yoga. That the mind is quiet in Sarvangasana or Hapalasana or Viparitkarni. Or do you mean to say the mind should not be quiet in Shirshasana? He is not quiet and should not be quiet. Do you mean to say that in Urdhva Dhanurasana there should be no sobriety in the mind? The sobriety should be in Hapalasana or Janu Shirshasana? Is there any logic to say that in Urdhva Dhanurasana or Vrishchikasana, Viparit Dandasana, there should be no sobriety? Sobriety should be there only for Sarvangasana, Hapalasana, Viparitkarni, Janu Shirshasana. So your face should be identical. The mind under the face, inside the face, should be compatible. And there should be fidelity. Because otherwise you can show your sobriety, quietude on the face, while internally you can be a vampire. You can be turbulent. So that compatibility should be there in an asana. Now for a while, all of it stand in Tadasana. Stand in Tadasana. Arms down. Arms down in position, not casually, and not dangling and hanging. Now attend to your psychological mind. Because as I said, in Guruji's all postures, the mind is identical. Now go for mind addressed in the brain and the brain mind addressing. Brain of the mind addressing and the mind of the brain addressed. And go for evenness. Go for samatva. Because you know this is samasthiti. So what is samasthiti on mental plane, chaitic plane? Try to encourage that. So find out how you will exhale and inhale for that neutrality, for that evenness. Now, a beginner thinks Tadasana is for the limbs. Tadasana is for skeletal muscle system. You also thought like that and you were told like that. But now understand, after so many decades of your Tadasana, why are you still giving prominence to muscular matters and positions? The posture should fall in place. You have to see that you go for samasthiti. This is not samasthiti on physical plane that you are not swaying, you are not oscillating, you are perpendicular, you are plumb line. That is your idea of samasthiti. But it is mind. Samasthiti is of the mind. So how would you address brain in Shavasana? Appearance's brain and what is underlying the brain. The facial skin and what is underlying the facial skin. The facial muscles and what is underlying the facial muscles. The facial cells and tissues and fibers and what is underlying the cells and tissues and fibers. Shavasana. Now I want you to emulate Shavasana here too now. So try to take a screenshot of your mind now. If you have gone for samasthiti, try to go for screenshot of your psychological mind, mental mind at least. Now, all of you revoke and go back to Brick Setubal. And I want you to have emulation of the same chemistry, face, appearance, form of your brain, head, face. Samasthiti of Setubal. Start. Because you're all introduced to Samasthiti of Tadasana. And now try to instate Samasthiti of Brick Setubal Sarvangas. Quick, quick, quick in the sense, not, I'm not suggesting hastening, but don't waste the time. You can slowly allow the posture to come in. Don't force the posture. Activate the body because for samasthiti, you understand how the facial body matter should be. Cannot be stressed. Start. So samasthiti. So at least try to handle the psychological mind, empirical mind, temporal mind, cerebral mind, and see that this is also samasthiti. And the posture should slowly fall in place. So your pavana should do the conservation, housekeeping, hospitality for posture to be falling in place. It should facilitate. The body with passivity will fall in place. You should not activate the body and put it in place because here the Bob word is passivate the body. And see that your samasthiti in the brain is not compromised. Is not compromised with. So if you say Tadasana is samasthiti, I am introducing to the fact reality here, facet of it, that this is also equally samasthiti. Neutrality, samasthiti, equanimity, equilibrium. So allow the time, allocate the time and breath. Liberally allocate the time and your breathing for samasthiti to fade in, bloom and blossom. So what is the difference between Tadasana samasthiti and Setubandha samasthiti? You should be on the brick and then samasthiti. This is an endeavor where you should not try to derive pleasures, delights, uh, gratifications. Otherwise, all business activity of life We try to derive gratification, satisfaction, contentment, happiness, elation, and that's how we say the activity is successful. You should be happy by what you do. What you do should give you happiness, accomplishment, or gratification or delight. If that is not coming your way, then you lose the encouragement. While here, you should not be getting it. You have to see that you are even. Samasthiti, understand how much samasthiti is a key word in asanas. While I want you to posture to fall in place, it should not be discounted. I don't want discounted posture, but it should be done with a particular agency, instrument, and culture. Samasthiti not being compromised, slowly the posture will fall in place. So find out how does it happen. So your mind should be quiet, and mind should ensure that you are quiet. So you are not mind, you have a mind. So I want the fidelity between the quietude of the mind and your quietude. I want the fidelity between the quietude that is appearing on the face and that is supported by what is underlying the face. What is underlying the brain? What is underlying the face? What is underlying the head? So you have to see that there is a compatibility, fidelity. So find out samasthiti of Setuban. Now slowly go for closure. I cannot be just giving open-ended time for it because it is a class. But while you are trying on your own, you can liberally allocate the time. You can liberally allocate the breathing. And then slowly go down. So try to understand how much is the evenness in your samasthiti of Tadasana, samasthiti of Setubandha, Brick Setubandha Sarvasana. Now you can slowly turn to the right and come up. Now all of you will be going right away, straight away to wall rope Purvottanasana, instating the evenness of the mind and blooming and blossoming evenness of the mind. Don't go for posture. Don't go for posture. Passivate the body. Passivate the body. This is not your indoctrination. You go and activate the body. Today, let us sideline it. Samasthiti. Purvottanasana at the rope away from the wall. Instead, first the evenness of the mind and then do the first motion. Evolve the evenness and go for second motion. Evolve the evenness and go for third motion. You will have different activities as the posture falls in place. See that it is on the canvas of neutrality and it also escalates the neutrality. It is based by neutrality and it reaches neutrality. You are allowed to undo, redo. Now, I want you to begin samasthiti, purvottan samasthiti. Now, in this purvottan samasthiti, your head can be facing the straight in eye level looking and drawn in, or your head can go back yet samasthiti, chin lowered yet samasthiti. Even the head might be turned to right and left, but samasthiti. So head straight, chin parallel, chin down, chin raise up, head to the right and left. But it's very rare. See that it is on the canvas of neutrality, and it is escalating neutrality against samasthiti of what you are doing. Passivate the body, because unless you passivate the body, qualitatively your samasthiti will be compromised. And the breath is, or the pavana is internal spa, beautician, which is trying to beautify the mind by carving the neutrality in the mind, carving neutrality in the mind. So the mind is a parlor runner, spa runner, and it is for your psychological mind, mental mind, empirical mind, temporal mind, mentality of mind, intellectuality of mind, and identitality of the mind. All that should be evened out. Samasthiti. So give prominence to samasthiti even in this Purvottanasana. You are allowed to undo and redo. You are allowed to take a break to refresh, revamp, rejuvenate. And again, instead the neutrality and escalate the neutrality by the process. Invest neutrality and reap neutrality. So understand what is samasthiti of Purvottanasana. So usually you make the body as a beneficiary and give benefits to body in various postures. This is good for chest, that is good for back, this is good for spine, that is good for buttocks, that is good for face, that is good for limbs. And we are so much obsessed in giving benefits to body, which we are going to leave behind ultimately. We are not going to take body with you. You are not going to take body with you. It will be left behind. But see how much we nurture, how much we cajole. So you can repeat your Purvottanasana. If you have done sufficiently the repetition, I allow you to do the Purvottanasana, walking little closer to wall. And everywhere you will have to engineer it out the neutrality. So understand, mind is neutral, and what the mind is reflecting is also neutrality. Mind itself should be neutral. What the mind is reflecting, your subjective entity, should be also neutral. Because you are a mirror, your mind is a mirror. They are placed in front of each other. So one mirror will reflect into other mirror, and they all will go on reflecting into each other, what is called as regression infinitude. Understand the condition, the mind is knower and mind is known. In associated condition of your asanas, mind is knower, mind is known, mind is knowing, mind is knowable. The next is with the feet to the wall, knees on the bolster, again samasthiti. Any asana that you are in today, prominence should be given to the fact that it is samasthiti. So I want you to have identical face, which is the most neglected part of light on yoga. All the asanas have one and the same face. Now here, whether your chin is down or chin is up or chin is parallel, everywhere you have to see that there is evenness. You might turn your head to the right, not for neck, but for mind. You can turn the head to left, not for neck, but for your mind to be even. You will throw the head back, not for cervical, but for your mind to be even, because these are different evennesses. We can undo, redo, try, observe. So identify the mind system as agency of conservation, hospitality, housekeeping. On the other side, the mind itself is a client which gets hospitality, which gets the conservation service, hospitality service, and housekeeping service. The mind provides the service and mind gets the service. So what is this samasthiti of these positions? And let go and relax. Sit, sit wherever you are or wherever you want to. Understand this. That the mind gets the service of these aspects, which are put across long time back, since long time back, hospitality, housekeeping, and the conservation. So your psychological mental mind should be client. It should get service of conservation, hospitality, housekeeping. Then it should give service of conservation, hospitality, and housekeeping. So it is both service taker and service giver in Adhyatma of Yoga. Now you go to 5 star, 7 star hotel, you want only the services to be given to you. Do you go and do housekeeping in 7 star hotel? Do you give hospitality by booking a room or you receive? So these are services which are provided, but they are one-sided. On your side, you will only make payments. You will only make payments or a lip service of thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. While here, your psychological, mental, temporal, empirical mind should receive the conservation service, hospitality service, and housekeeping service. And it should also give. If it gives, to whom does it give? So you will give to mind, and the mind will give to you. The yours will give to mind, and the mind will give to yours. Possibly, a mind will give to mind. That is, grosser mind will give to subtler mind. Subtler mind will give to grosser mind. To understand, these are the dynamics which otherwise are quite confounding if you try to think over it. You have to be in the lab and try to figure out. These fantastic and fabulous things do happen. Mind is subservient in the mind. Now, this is weird statement to say mind is subserving the mind. But the grosser mind can subserve the subtler mind can subserve the grosser mind, peripheral mind can subserve the internal mind, epiperipheral internal mind, and vice versa. So it's a dichotomy which happens in the yogic dynamics, yogic processes, which you have to figure out. The point is, you did samasthiti of Tadasan, samasthiti of Brihsetavan, samasthiti of Purvotan. So back home, try to liberally allocate time and pavana, what we call as breathing cycles. Liberally allocate. Don't go by timing. You're all used to this timing culture. I'm going to do for 2 minutes. I'm going to do for 5 minutes. And you do for 5 minutes and thing is not done. What is done, you have done for 5 minutes, but it is not done. What is the point in that not being done? What is the point in doing for a stipulated time? So while you practice, don't take recourse to chronometers. Then you allocate time and you do for that time. This is a bad habit picked up by Iyengar students. They take a chronometer, timer, or a wristwatch in front of them, or they have a watch on the wall, and they decide to do whatever 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 minutes, and they think that is done. You have done for 5 minutes, but you are not done. You have not done sufficiently. There are lots of deficiencies when you are slaves of chronometers. So there is no semblance in yoga. While outside in the world you have semblance, you will always have a smiley. While you will have tumult in the mind, we veil and conceal the tumult of the mind, and on the face we show the smile. So somebody without appointment knocks your door, you don't know that there's no appointment. You open the door, oh, welcome, 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 welcome. This is what you orally say in the mind. Why the hell did you turn up? Is it not possible? Why the hell did you turn up? While expressly, you will say, oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. The person is full. The person really thinks, oh, he's being welcome, she is being welcome. That it is the other way around. While in yoga, when you work within your internal society, there is no room for semblance. While there is a lot of semblance in social life, in social pace, in social activity, what we take recourse is semblance, deceit. While in the internal social, this is not possible. There is not known. It is not needed. It is not even possible. You can't be lying in the internal realm. And that is why yoga is a home field to practice those principles which are yamas and niyamas. Because unto you, you will not lie. You will lie to me. You will lie to anyone. You will not be lying to yourself. And that is why this is the field. So this becomes also a kind of practice of yamas and niyamas which go unidentified. You are candid, you are genuine, you are virgin, you are pure, you are without duplicity, you are without double standards, you have no semblance, without semblance. This is only the place where you can be semblance free. There is no scope, even if you decide to be semblance, you can't be having semblance. Understand this. That much it is assured. Anyway, the point is samasthiti of the position that you give. Now, again, I will ask you to go for samastiti, but you will go for roped off to samastiti. So it will be differently constituted. It's a different chemical process to really get the same profile of samastiti. Go to roped off pose. Go to roped off pose. So again, it's not roped off pose. It is samastiti. So you can have whatever support you want for the head, etc. For you to be even minded to activate the mind. Don't go to activate the mind like it happens in physical culture. You go for status. You take benefit of touching your body. You leave it for your exercise, lot of your yoga. Evenness, samasthiti. Now, your brain system, which is pavanological system, is actually a parlor runner for the mind. It is the beautician of the mind. Your pavana is a beautician of the mind. Your evenness is carved by the mind, by the breath, by the vayu, by the prana, by the pavana. So your evenness is carved, sculpted by the breath, pavana, vayu, prana. So find out how the cosmetic strokes are taking place to your mind. So although I say it is cosmetic, it is not cosmetic figuratively. Literally, it is cosmetic because, like Guruji's light on your face, it shows that evenness of the mind. It shows. But for him, he had it. But for us, when we watch, it is for us to see the evenness. So don't at all entertain physiocracy, which is your habit. I will say you can have a part of your practice which you devote for physical culture and get the benefit of it. But sometimes it should not be interfering when you are going for this precept, samasthiti. So understand what is the stroke of exhalation for samasthiti, what kind of samasthiti the exhalation brings, what kind of samasthiti inhalation brings, what kind of samasthiti the linear inhalation exhalation brings, what kind of samasthiti the circuitous breathing brings, what kind of samasthiti the tailpiece of exhalation and tailpiece of inhalation brings, headpiece of exhalation and headpiece of inhalation brings. So your pulmonological system should be working as if it is running a spa for mind psyche consciousness. And I want this to be no complexion condition. While you go to spa for fair complexion, you go to parlor for fair complexion. Now here you should not go for that. It is not for your skin that it should be fair. There is no complexion of the mind, that is neutrality of the mind. The mind should be colorless, like water. It should be transparent. When it is transparent, then there is no basis to deceive. A transparent person will not be deceiving. That's the transparency. No deceptions is transparency. So here in the field, the internal social is a field which is totally different social, which is encouraging the genuinity, candidacy, no semblance, no nonsense. So find out how do you use the breath for that. So I want your mind to be even, and I want your mind to give the reflection that you are even. So try to understand you are even on one hand and your mind is even on the other hand. So that will give you basis that you are not the mind, you have a mind. So the mind should reflect the evenness of you, which is a mirror by itself. The mind is a mirror, and it should reflect the evenness of your subjective entity, the I-ness. And your I-ness should reflect the evenness of the mind. So find out how much you are able to construe and conceive, which I had said sometimes that you have taken quite casually. I said yoga is embodimentology. I have also opened it out. I said it is iology, I, pronoun I. Now that should be on the anvil, and that should also contribute by its samasthiti. You have to instate samasthiti of the I, pronoun I, and the samasthiti of the pronoun I should also try to create samasthiti in other aspects of you. So it is iology in English. It becomes iology and meology because you refer to that entity as me, and sometimes you take it as I. In English, you have got this problem. I and me. Now both are same entities. They are referring the same entity, but you can't refer to me as I. So you can relax and reapply samasthiti, samasthiti, and the material, cosmetic material is your breath, pavana, vayu, prana. That is the cosmetic substance or kit of cosmetic substance. Let go and come up. See, in English, you have got this problem. For one and the same entity, you address it as I, you denote it as I, or sometimes you denote it as me. Now, both are your first person singular entity, pronoun I. That itself becomes me. So, it is not proper to say, I is coming to your house tomorrow. You will not tolerate in English. Is that right? You will strike it as a wrong statement. If I say, I is coming tomorrow, who came yesterday was me, right? But who came yesterday was I, you don't take it easily. I don't know why it is being referred to the same entity, but sometimes you have to, it's the convention, you have to refer it to it as I, and sometimes refer it to it as me. The first person singular, I don't know why there are these two pronouns. It is me, it is written by me. If I say the book is written by I, you use a faulty English. If I say the book is written by me, you use a correct English. But what is there any difference between I and me? The me itself is I itself is me. That's why you have the problem in English language, and maybe I don't know, do not know other Occidental languages. While we have only aham, we don't have second expression to aham. So also is the case of vernacular. So there is less confusion. While here I have to punctuate. I has come, you will say, oh, there was something wrong. But who has come to your doorstep is me, is myself. It is I. But if I say I has come, you say punctuate. Wrong statement. So it's all convention. So the point is that subjective entity, I is subjective entity, me is also subjective entity in English. So the subjective entity should be reflected in mind, and mind should say, yes, subjective entity is neutral. The subjective entity should get the reflection of the mind and say the mind is neutral. So here in Adhyatma, it is important to know that you are E1 minded, you are neutral, your mind is neutral. These are two things, different things. You are not mind, you have a mind. But in worldly scenario, what happens? If the mind is happy, you say, I am happy. The mind is sad, you say, I am sad. You don't have contradiction there. My mind is sad, but I am happy. My mind is happy, but I am sad. There is no contradiction in the turmoil of the worldly conditions. You don't say, my mind is intelligent, I am stupid. I am stupid, intelligent, my mind is stupid. I am virtuous, my mind is vicious. My mind is virtuous, I am vicious. It doesn't happen. In the worldly scene, it doesn't happen. But in Adhyatma, you will have this dichotomy opened out and you will have the division. Yes, my mind is quiet and I am quiet. These are two different things which are reflected by each other into each other. So next, Samasthiti. All of you will be going for Shirshasana, head. If you are ropees, you will go to rope. Or optionally, you will go to Utthita Hasta or Supta Padangushta. If you are not doing neither of them, you can go for, and right away, first even the mind. Don't go for meticulous body process. That should be your habituation. That should be reflex action. Many of them mindfully keep the elbow after 40 years of being veteran, they still measure the elbow and keep it. They're so body conscious, so body considerate. Now that should become reflex action. So head Shirshasana or rope Shirshasana or Utthitastha or Suptamada Utthasana, but Samasthiti. But Samasthiti, right away. Right away, Samasthiti, bloom and blossom Samasthiti, harvest Samasthiti. Have Samasthiti, harvest Samasthiti. Start. Breath by breath and by the breath. So your breathing will carve the neutrality. Breathing will carve Samasthiti. So your face should have Samasthiti. What is underlying the face should be having Samasthiti. What is inside the face should have Samasthiti. So there is no room for semblance. It's an internal social where there is no deceit. There is no deception. There is no semblance. There is no pretense. So that is the principle of Satya, the truthfulness. So Ahimsa is not separate than Satya. Satya is not separate, independent, different than Ahimsa. That is the case if it is moral, ethical principle. But in yoga, Ashtanga yoga, it is not moral, ethical. Samasthiti. So try to harvest Samasthiti, allocate time, space, breath, pavana, liberally, liberally. So let me add a dimension to what we are doing now in the class. Try to find out whether you have evenness in your mind of the chest, mind of the back, Panchavayu mind. So you know the Panchavayu division. So try to ensure that there is um, evenness in the Panchavayu locations. Now find out how your beautician of the mind psyche consciousness, which is not going for fair complexion, which is going for zero complexion, transparent complexion, crystal-like complexion, transparent. So figure out the mind doing conservation, hospitality, and housekeeping service. It is providing. And then on the other hand, it is receiving. It should be recipient of it. And also, it should be dispensing that. So this is the internal social. Each of which aspect in you is getting hospitality, giving hospitality, getting housekeeping, doing housekeeping, and conservation as well. So samasthiti, panchavayu samasthiti. Now in the position that you are in, try to work out the panchavayu samasthiti. So far we only bothered the brain, psychological locus. Breath by the breath, you can take a break and you can again embark upon customize the breath as a benefactor, as a beneficiary. So in between, you can take a respite. You can take a break in between and see that the mind is doing varied activities. It is watching, it is sensing, it is awareness organ, it is sensitivity organ, it is cognitive organ, sensitive organ, perceptive organ, comprehension organ, memory organ, phonative organ. All that, the mind is enormous organ. It is ubhayatmaka, it is both karmendriya, gnanendriya. So try to get that orientation, introduction, that the mind is multifaceted agency. It is watcher, witness, knower, sensor, feeler, awarenesser, activator. See, with if you are physiocratically doing, then your semblance is the evenness is a semblance. If you address your body and you try to give exercise to body, then it is a semblance. So that's why I said, see that you go for passivity of the body. You should be so much well versed with the dynamics, physical dynamics or biodynamics, that you should be out of reflex actions. You don't have to be doing intently. Many of you are mistaken. To be doing Shirshasana means you have to do intently, diligently, mindfully. And what is that? Biomechanics. But why is it that it doesn't become habitual after so many years? So that is extravagant characters of the body when you do intently, diligently. Superfluous. It is superfluous. If you stretch your legs, trim your legs, tighten the buttocks, tighten the quadriceps, open your chest, lift your shoulders, it is superfluous. For the mind gesture, you don't have to have superfluous. You are not doing for photogenic. You are not doing uh, shoulder for photographs. You are not doing chest for photograph. You are not doing the back of photograph. You are not doing the buttocks for photograph. I don't want photogenicity there. So now that should become habituation that they fall in place because you are veteran of 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So what is the samasthiti? So I introduced the Panchavayu samasthiti. In case those who come down, you can go to Padangusthasana and continue with it. Samasthiti of Padangusthasana. Or if you want to repeat Shirshasana, you are welcome to repeat. So I want you to identify distinctly a condition. You are quiet, mind is quiet. You are even, mind is even. You are neutral, the mind is neutral. Because they are mirror for each other. The mirror doesn't have contortions if it is a perfect mirror. So they are perfect mirrors, so they won't have contortions. So mind is watching, sensing, feeling, superintending, it is witnessing, it is observing. So all these things will be happening at different point in time. So here the neutrality has certain facets which I'll be explaining you after a little while. Now all of you will go for conclusion. However, because in the class I can't give you open-ended time. But back home, sometimes give open-ended time. Don't be doing decided time. Give open-ended. That's why we miss the bus, as I said. Because of our discipline, we miss the bus. That I'm going to do 15 minutes, it is done, you come down. In class, you will never learn. Teacher says, come down. And you come down. Liberal allocation should be there of time, space, and the pavanological movements. Slowly come down, come out, whatever is the case. So what was this samasthiti? This was also supposed to be samasthiti. You follow? Now we are nearing the 75th minute of the class. Every position that you did post invocation was samasthiti. Was supposed to be samasthiti. Samasthiti. Had to be samasthiti. Now additionally I said it should be panchapranic. Panchavayu location. So that is, you circumscribe the whole anatomy, apadatalamastaka, from soles of your feet to crown of the head. Everything is circumscribed, everything is included. Unlike in psychology, only this is included. Psychological studies, only this is included. While in yoga, we have the benefit that we have spinal mind, chesty mind, waisty mind, hippie mind, leggy mind, army mind, backy mind, mind of the senses. Panchavayu location also circumscribes the senses. So I wanted your eyes to be also in evenness. Eyes in evenness, eyes radiating evenness. Mouth in evenness, mouth radiating evenness. Ears in evenness, ears radiating evenness. So it is not only they should be even, they should radiate evenness. It is because of the mirror condition. Mirror always will reflect. Mirror in front of the mirror it will be casting endless in reflections. That is called in philosophical logic as infinite regression. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that concept. But it is not the case in yoga because we have in yoga something called as, I've given the example of onion. You peel the skin of the onion, then the onion, somebody gives you onion. You say this is onion. You peel the skin. And if I say, what is that? You say it is onion. You have peeled the skin, yet you say it is onion. You peel the first layer of petals. I say, what is that? You say onion. You remove the second layer of petals. I said, what is now? You say onion. So go on peeling the layers after layers after layers after layer. You still say it is onion. How long will you say? How far will you say? Unless until you reach the stem of the onion. Then when you have peeled all the petals, then you say, don't say it is onion. You say it is the stem of onion. Back home, sometimes try to even find out. Can you peel the stem of the onion also? Are there layers? Are there layers to stem? And there are layers of petal, there are layers of stem as well. We have worked in kitchen for so many decades. I have not even worked once. But see the information I have. This is how it is described in Satsanga. Onion is example. And there they tell us. You remove the skin, it's onion. Remove the petal, it's onion. Second petal, onion. Third petal, onion. Fourth petal, onion. And then it's a stem. So there is something called as core consciousness in yoga. So it is not infinite regress. It is not infinite regress as the logicians argue, because there is something called as core consciousness. So once you reach the core consciousness, all the petals are peeled out. So how many of you watch that? When you peel the skin, you see the pinkishness of the onion. If you peel the first layer, it is much more pink. It is more fresh. Is that right? It appears more fresh if you peel the first layer. If you peel that layer also, then it becomes more and more pinkish. It appears more and more fresh, more and more pure, immaculate, spotless. So the consciousness is so constituted that in yoga we start peeling the layers. Suppose you have removed the skin of the onion and you have kept it on your platform. Half an hour has gone. Now you want to remove that peel also because it has lost the pinkishness. So it doesn't appear fresh. So suppose you have kept it for 15, 20 minutes. When you want to use it, you peel that skin also. Now it is fresh. And then you use it. Then you cook it, you fry it or whatever. Anyway, here, now we are going to understand that aspect of the mind. Mind is knower. Mind knows. Mind is knower. Mind is knowing. The mind is experiencer. The mind is witness. Now in yoga, process of yoga, find out whether you are able to figure out from what you are going to do now. Okay? All of you go to Utthitastha at the window, at the wall. Right leg up. Utthitastha. Again, instate evenness and harvest evenness. And don't be physiocratic. Don't consider the body. Don't answer the calls of body because it is going to give you calls. Attend me here, attend me there. Don't attend to body calls. Like the other day, I said in the class, sometimes when you go to a certain place and you switch off your phone. So you switch off your phone. Here you have to switch off the body calls, which you have been answering throughout your endeavor in yoga. That you go on answering the calls to the body. And that's why our yoga has become yoga so much physical, stark physical. Start, Utthitastha or Supta Padam Utthasana. If you are not standing, you can lie down. If you can stand, you can stand and do it. Start. Panchavayu, evenness. So identify the experiencer mind. Experiencer mind. Now you will have to engineer it, a process, engineer a process whereby the experience is experienced. The experiencer is to be experienced. Objectify the experiencer. So you'll have another subjective experiencer coming in place. So experience is experienced. The experiencer is experienced. So this is the second layer. Now there is something which is experiencing, something which is experiencer. Feel that layer as well. Objectify that as well. So this what I have explained as knower, knower of the knower, knower of the knower of the knower, knower of the knower of the knower of the knower. How far can it be proceeding? The seer, seer of the seer, seer of the seer of the seer, seer of the seer of the seer of the seer. Feeler, feeler of the feeler, feeler of the feeler of the feeler, feeler of the feeler of the feeler of the feeler, feeler of the feeler of the feeler of the feeler of the feeler. So like peeling the petals of onion in process of yoga, you have to develop this engineering. I am seeing. Let me be seen. Now that will become a seen entity, which was earlier seer. The seer has become seen. And the seen should become a seer. So third layer will come up. And that's how you have to slowly peel the layers. There is a seer of the seer. The seer is filled out or seer is objectified. So new subjective entity comes up. So that is seer 2. The seer 2 should be objectified by seer 3. Seer 3 should be objectified by seer 4. Seer 4 should be objectified by seer 5, so on and so forth. And that will ultimately take you to the stem of your consciousness, core of the consciousness. Not today, but when you have sufficiently mastered it. The change of sides will be done on your own. So do this in Panchavayu location, brain, as if the seer is in the brain, experiencer is in the brain, knower is in the brain. Then go to back, seer in the back, knower in the back, watcher in the back, witness in the back, cognizer in the back. So also do in other location, chest, abdomen, waist, hips, to the extent possible, pad anatomy. So figure out how it can happen with linear exhalation, how the exhalation does that, how the inhalation does that, how circuitous breathing does that, how the rotary breathing does that, how will you penetrate that layer after layer, layer after layer, layer after layer. Like you all understand penetration of your action from peripheral to internal, you experience the penetration of your action. Similarly, here, penetration of the knower, sensor, feeler, experiencer, witness. So you can be a witness. Create a witness for the witness. You can generate a witness to that witness. So that witness is peeled out. So you are again, there is a witness entity. Now that witness entity should be witnessed. It is possible by process of asanas and yoga that witness can be witnessed. That witness can be witnessed. So progressively, witness number one, witness number two, witness number three, how far can you go? Which is penetration of witnessivity, which is penetration of your knowerness, knowerness, knowerability, experienceability. So the experiencer should be experienced by a new experiencer taking a place. So your quiet mind should be observed. There should be another mind to watch that watcher. So that watcher also will become quiet mind. The new watcher is making that old watcher a quiet mind, objectifying it. Then that new watcher should be replaced by extra new watcher. And this is how you will have penetration in the watcherness. Watcherness is not just an entity. It is generated in yoga. So try to understand that your locus of mind is not only brain, your locus of mind is chest, your locus of mind is back, your locus of mind is hips, your locus of mind is pan anatomy. Every time posture should fall in place, don't impose. It should not be enjoined on the body. It should not be imposed on the body. This is what happens in class situation that you are not allowed this process. They will bring your attention to body. They will say, you're not straightened sufficiently, you're not hardened sufficiently, and they will make you do that. And that's how we miss the bus of yoga by class situation, by class scenario. Because teacher looks at your body and then conducts a class. I cannot watch that mind psyche, which is a watcher, which is being watched. The watcher is watched. So watcher of the watcher, watcher of the watcher of the watcher, watcher of the watcher of the watcher of the watcher of the watcher. So this is possible in the field of yoga. Utthita hasta 2 or Supta Padangushta 2. So you won't have the monotony because I've given the variety. And again, go for the same precept and paradigm. Utthita hasta 2 or Supta Padangushta 2. Understand, in a sense, we are only tackling with the cosmetic mind psyche consciousness. We are not really working on their constituents. We are working on the constitution of mind, Panchavayu mind, Panchapran mind, exhalative mind, inhalative mind, retentive mind, rotary breathing mind, sensory mind, anatomical mind, physiological mind. So we are only working on constitution of mind. We are not working on constituents. Yoga technology offers to work on constituents of all these mind. Like there is Panchavayu mind, it is only constitution of the mind. Now it has a constituent, what is called an infrastructural process, infrastructural technology of yoga. So I will give little brief introduction to that. You can change the sides on your own. Uh, See, the body matter is constituted by 5 elements, and the mind matter is influenced and impacted by 5 elements. And therefore, yoga technology has the Pancha Tattva Kriya to really do something infrastructural work. This is all suprastructural work so far in the class that you have done. We are not done on the constituents. So the elements are constituents of your constitution. The prana kriyas also work on constituents. So what is implied is you have to do the prana kriya. If you start using prana kriya, then it starts working on constituents. So that is more assured addressable. The 5 elements are constituents. So working on 9 plus 9 plus 1 or the Swara Kriya of the five elements is working on the constituents. This is what technology of yoga offers. This is more genuine yoga. What you have done so far is not genuine yoga. It is very cosmetic in the sense, figurative sense, cosmetic. So even with whatever you have done so far, you will be back to square one, even after decades and decades and decades, because they are not tackled, circumscribed. The constituents to be circumscribed. So that is the process to circumscribe the constituents. Is the Swara Kriya, Varna Kriya, Vyanjana Kriya, which is the Prana Kriya. So I want you to know that by heart by the time you return in June. That's the homework which I given. So a little over a month and 10 days that you have to know by heart the class of k, ch, t, t, p, y, vowelizations thereof. So I want you to know all the prana kriyas by heart. So working on the prana kriya aspect of asanas, which you can see in Ashtadasha Mahakriyas, it is there. The prana kriya. That works on the constituents, while we work only on the constitution so far and constituted so far. Now, when you finish the left side as well, you will let go and all of you will settle on chair, Bharadwaj, insert your legs. Chair, Bharadwaj, inserting the legs, that is facing the backrest. Instate evenness, harvest evenness. Ensure that you have invested evenness before you make any commencement of the configuration of Bharadwaj. Make sure that you are even. And I want the evenness to be struck by the breath. Pavana. Pavana, striking the evenness in the mind. I don't want psychological suggestion of the mind that you are even, because you have gone to parlor and there the technician is Pavana, Prana, Vayu, breath. So they are the technicians. So on the right side, Bharadwaj, evenness, Panchavayu, Panchaprana, evenness. Evenness generated, evenness received. Every locus will receive and generate. It will radiate and it will receive. So try to catch that. Is it really happening? Now you continue doing that. You will change the sides on your own. I won't be regimenting. You may repeat the same side if you want, and as and when you want, you can change as well. But see that it is more a mind gesture and not so much a posture. Posture is subservience, it is subserving. Posture is subserving. Posture is not done in Today's precept of yoga. Posture is not done. It is falling in place. It is subserving the mind. It is in subserviency of the chitta rather than subserved by the chitta, which is the consumer yoga. Now, the Pancha Tattva Swara Kriya is to be started with. That is taking recourse to in all each of the Panchavayu regions, say la, at random pick up any location and start doing la, la, li. You can breathe spirally and start accommodating 10 swaras. La, la, li, lo, le, lai, lo, lo, lam, la. This is what you have to by heart during the month of May. That is krama. You also have to by heart. So June, you should be qualified to do that, equipped to do that. Although you are not equipped today to do that, it is to do that in opposite direction. Laha, lam, lau, lo, lai, le, lu, li, la, le. So I'm exempting you today from that because you are not. I've given time for your homework to be completed. So that will do the krama with krama. It will do the purification by Prithvi, of Prithvi, in Prithvi, due to Prithvi. And then comes the Ap, Tej, Vayu, Akash, which are V, R, Y, H. I'm not expecting that today. You can try, that is your option. Or you can do Prithvi of the brain. Udanik Prithvi, Krama Vyat Krama. Apanik Prithvi, Krama Vyat Krama. Samanik Prithvi, Krama Vyat Krama. Pranik Prithvi, Krama Vyat Krama. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So second one is called Vyat Krama. The first one is called Krama. 1 to 10 counting is Krama. 10 to 1 counting is Vyat Krama. So you change the sides on your own. So you can do this in Panchapran, Panchavayu locations. You can work on the mind of the back, mind of the chest, mind of the belly, mind of the pelvis, mind of the brain. In yoga, we have to work on all the minds because yoga technology offers you the scope, while psychologists will work only on one mind, which is inside the brain, which is of the brain. Psychologists do not know the mind of the buttocks and hips. They do not know the mind of the back and chest and abdomen and other parts and all parts. While in associated condition of yoga, your mind is very well. So soothe, benevolence, neutrality, witnessivity. Don't just be witness. The witnessed should be witnessed. So replace a new witness, that witness with a new re-witness. So what was witnessing will be witnessed. So it is not only witnessing the body, mind, and breath. You have to witness the witness. Witnessing the witness of the witness. Witnessing the witness of the witness of the witness of the witness. So this is the process of yoga. I'm not expecting that for you to do today or happen it to that to happen today. That's how you have to proceed. So yoga is a discipline, or it has an ethos or process whereby the knower is known. The knower is objectified. The feeler is objectified. Experience is objectified. The sensor is objectified. Observer is objectified. This doesn't happen outside. Outside yoga, it doesn't. Here it can happen because here your consciousness becomes like onion, and you can be peeling out the layers. Now, when you finish the left side as well, as and when, you can let go. And by the time others finish, you can come out of the chair, turn around and bend forward. Turn around and bend forward. Come out of the chair. Utha. Come out of the chair. Get up from the chair. Turn around. Sit on the chair, in the chair, and bend forward until others will finish. Bharadwaj. So in an empirical world, mind knows. While because of Adhyatma in yoga, the mind can be known. And then you can have the process of penetration, knower of the knower, knower of the knower of the knower of the knower, knower of the knower of the knower, knower of the knower of the knower of the knower, knower of the knower of the knower of the knower of the knower. But ultimately, you will come to the stem. It is not regress infinite. Bend forward, ponder over, reflect over the class, precept, concept, ideas. All of it come up. Listen. So for entire class, nearly 1 hour and 45 minutes, it was all cosmetic process, all peripheral mind psyche consciousness, which is called constituted entity. It is constituted consciousness, constituted mind, constituted psyche. But the yoga technology offers to for you to work on the constituents. So don't be jumbled in these inflections. So try to get some clarity in your ideas. The constitution, constituted, and constituents. So at some stage we have to work on constituents. What is what you call as infrastructural development. You don't just want superstructural development, you want infrastructural development. So the infrastructure are panchatatvas of your body because they are matters of the body. They are cause of the body matter. They are causal body matters. While with respect to your mind, senses, psyche consciousness, there is a lot of influence of these five elements from time without beginning. They are always soaked into panchatatvas. They are not coming from panchatatvas. According to cosmology of yoga, cosmology of Vedanta, They don't come from elements, but they are all the time soaked in elements from time without beginning, time immemorial to time without beginning. So understand how much influence they might be exercising on which is not their product. The mind is not product of elements. Psychic consciousness is not the product of elements. But understand they have enormous influence on the mind, psyche, consciousness, senses, etc. Indriyas rather. And therefore we have to do panchakriya, tattva kriyas there too. So there will be krama viskrama of your relative, krama viskrama of your exhalative, krama viskrama of your circular. The other aspect of working on the constituents is the prana kriya. That starts with prana kriya. Prana kriya comes before your tattva kriya. If you look into the book. So prana kriya, it works on the constituents. All the swara varnas, vowels and consonants, they work on constituents. Rama Krishna Govinda work on constituents. Achyutananta Govinda will work on constituents. Mantras will work on constituents. Bija mantra or any mantra, mala mantra, there are several kinds of mantras. Look into the Mantra Yoga chapter of the discourses of yoga. Mantras work on the constituents. And it is important to work on constituents. Then comes Shat Chakra Kriya. Shat Chakra Prana Kriya. Shat Chakra Kriya, which is portrayed in the book, described in the book. Revisit that book and refresh your memory because you all have lost the memory of it. Might be you have read it. So yoga offers technology to work on infrastructure, infra matter. Later, it helps you work on supra matter. These are grades of matter. Matter, quintuplicated matter, elemental matter, supra matter, and primeval matter. These are different grades of matters as described in the metaphysics of yoga, which you will get in my books. I've described in my books. Primeval matter gives rise to supra matter. Supra matters give rise to infra matters. Infra matters give rise to matters. Matters give rise to quintuplicated matter, amalgam of matter, decoction of matter, combination of matter. That's called quintuplication. Quintuplicated matter. So understand, behind the teaching of the class, so much of metaphysics was there in me to postulate what I was trying to postulate. So basically, mindasture, any asana samasthiti. Although you have classification, forward bend, backward bend, exercises asanas, remedial asanas, resting asanas, invigorating asanas, you have so many classifications. So try to formally get into the angle that you have already a classification in your mind. Passive asanas, resting asanas, quietening asanas, activating asanas, vibrancy asanas, recovering asanas, recuperating asanas, rejuvenating asanas, invigorating asanas, dynamic asanas, static asanas, so many. So formally try to consider those all. But in any case, for the precept of the day today, you were expected to go for evenness, neutrality, samatva, samasthiti. Every asana should be samasthiti. Each samasthiti understand this. Don't be quacks. Don't be naive. That you say samasthiti means tadasana. As if trikonasana is vishamasthiti. Hanumanasana is vishamasthiti. Janushisasana is vishamasthiti. There is no logic to have such a idea. All asanas, samasthiti is implied. So try to work on so many samasthetis with all the varieties of asanas that you can tackle. Now I'll make a final statement with regard to precept. This neutrality is not single faceted. Like I said, this light appears to be white. Light can appear white, bluish, greenish, reddish, yellowish. But the physics says it is with the spectrum, you have seven colors. It is not optic illusion. It is analysis of the light that there are seven colors in it. Similarly, this neutrality in yoga has different shades. Like this light with through the prism has seven lights, seven colors. So this neutrality in yoga has facets: tranquility, virginity, sublimity, purity, piety, sanctity, sanity, equity, equilibrium. Because you can be neutral negatively also. Suppose you don't like a thing, you don't like a person, you will be neutral. Now that neutrality is not advocated in yoga. You are indifferent to a thing. You are indifferent to a person. It is because of negativity in your mind. It is tainted, colored mind. It's not that your mind is pure and therefore you are indifferent. While in yoga, must have pristine and virgin neutrality, which has all these facets, which I often shoot at you. Anyway, finally, we'll go back to Brick Setuban. Totally differently are doing now because this is going to be taking place as a conclusive asana, not repetition. It's a conclusive process. There you launch something, you commence something. Now you are using Brick Setuban to end. You are doing Brick Setuban to end the session. That was done to commence the session. So there is a big difference between the two. Now try to become connoisseur to figure it out. To figure it out that this is in conclusion and that was in commencement. Quick, 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 quick. Not much time is left now. So back home, ponder over this. Don't say that this is second Suktapa Setuban Sarvangasana. That was launched on a different launch pad. Now this is conclusion. You are doing this to conclude. You are doing this as a closure process. Like you open your computer and after the usage, you close the computer. So you had a process to open and you had a process to close. So this is closing Setuban. That was commencing Setuban. Back home, ponder over it, analyze it, differentiate it, describe it, articulate it. Anyway, as per schedule, the class time is over. You don't have to end it. If you want to stay, you stay. Don't have to come down to say thank you to me. I have received your thank you. Anticipated thanks have come to me. So you don't have to thank me by revoking what you are doing. If you want to really stay there, explore, discover, you can continue to do that. Okay? I don't want you to be engaged in the formality of saying thank you to me. Anticipated thanks have come to me. Or wherever you are, from there you can, if you want, you can say that. If you want to be saying that. So namaskar all of you.
Pranam, Pranam, Guruji.
Pranam, Pranam. Goodbye. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Thank you, Prashant.
Pranam, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prashant.
That's the latest